Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, what's poppin', brother? How you doing?
Oh, another day, another week.
What's that mean?
Just going over different stuff. I was telling you backstage. We're just trying to get ready for another class, and I gotta figure out whether, because it's the second block of the semester, and trying to, because you got that, because it's only 7-week classes. You only have a small little bit of window to decide if you want to just withdraw from the class, which isn't going to hurt you.
20 days or 14 days?
It's on the 20th. So I got 5 days to decide if I want to drop this class. And the funny part is, I don't know why they do that. Like, I think I can, if I drop the class, I'm fine. But I think I have in the first week to completely just drop the class. I don't know. It's really weird.
Yeah, but weren't you just telling me this is a class you're going to have to take anyway?
At some point, I'm going to have to take it. But I have learned in some aspects, like I've done it before where I wasn't really comfortable with the class at the time, and I remembered what instructor I had. And every instructor, every professor does their class a little different.
Yep, everyone.
So I usually write down what this instructor's name is, so when I sign up for it next time, I make sure I definitely don't take a class with that professor.
Right. So how do you go about that, though? Do you say, hey, look, I don't want to be rude, but...
Well, you don't have to say anything. It's all online classes. So you can just either decide. So what I'm going to do before I do this, because one, this is, again, my degree is something, it's an applied technologies degree. I decided to take it many, many years ago when I was trying to learn computer languages and stuff like that.
Many, many years now.
Which I did to a certain point, but what I really learned is I don't have the brain knowledge for that stuff. That's really what I learned. You got to have a different type of brain to be able to concept that. And this has to do with info security. So what I'm going to do first is I've got a really good friend out here, and he's done cybersecurity for years. He knows cybersecurity really well, stuff like that. So I'm going to bounce this off of him. I mean, because to me, it's supposed to be like a basic class, because this is supposed to be principles and practice of information security. So kind of like a network security type of a deal. So it's got to be almost like a basic, I would think. So I don't know.
I don't know, man. Look, when it comes to like, you're way smarter than me. I'm not real like good at how do I say it? I'm not real good at standardized testing. When it comes to standardized testing, man, I don't know what it is about it, but I can know it. I can sit down and explain it to you. I could articulate it, but the second you put it in a quiz and say, I need you to do this, my brain completely just shuts down. It's the craziest thing that you've ever seen. And I have to find, like you just said a second ago, I have to find the right teacher.
And that's, I think, what it is.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I understand. Let's work through this. This is not an uncommon thing. Let's work through this. And
so if I withdraw the class, I mean, again, the nice part about the type of program I'm in, which I have it through my workplace, is they pay for it all. And in fact, they reduced it recently. So you only get to spend like $5,000 a year or something like that on it, which is fine. They pay for it. And it's usually fine because I'm only taking maybe 4 classes a year. And it's only about $1,000 a class. So I'm plenty fine. So if I withdraw, that means they don't have to pay, which means I don't have to use that money. So that's a benefit too. And on top of it, that means I don't have to. They do send us out tax. We actually pay taxes on this, even though they pay for it all. They put the taxes on us. As like I don't know how it's done, but I don't know. I'm gonna bounce this off him, and if anything, I'll just remember this teacher and be like, yeah, when I got to retake this, maybe I'll try to retake it next semester, and I was like, I'm not taking his class.
We were just talking about that as well, right? So I had a teacher one time that I just was not going to, I was not going to learn from. It was impossible. We were not going to be able to be in an environment that was going to be productive for either one of us. So I understand that too. Look, I understand it. Look, hats off to you.
And I got lucky with this last semester. I mean, it was project management, and the nice part was, again, this is all data information type stuff. But it was a project management class that a lot of kids were in the same type of thing. So they were thinking data, and software and program type project management. I'm in a construction world now, so I'm thinking other worldly applications,
Right.
and which again, project management, you can kind of do that in many different ways, but you can't do that. I mean, and she was really, really cool. She was very understanding. You know,
Right.
you and in that type of era, I'm really good because I even had an essay that I literally bullshitted my way through this entire thing. Give me an essay, and I could bullshit my way through the entire damn thing. But I don't know, some of this info security stuff, and kind of just there's so many detailed intricates he's asking for us to do, and that's what's freaking me out. It's like, to me, I like basic. I like structure. You see what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. So much more than you know.
So
I know exactly.
because especially for me, different from kids that are taking these courses, kids get all day. They got time. I'm a working person, so I got to still work throughout the week, and usually I got time on the weekends to get this stuff in, and this has got labs and this and that. I don't have time for it, to be honest.
I listen. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. So much more than you know. So much more than you know. So what's
I
been
don't know.
going on?
I'll bounce off my buddy that does information security, and he may be able to tell me more on whether I'd be able to do it. He knows me well enough. So, anyways, I know that we're not talking about pop culture. We're not talking about pops. We're not about any of that stuff. So we're just kind of.
I really don't give a shit. Look, I could come on here and BS everybody and tell them that I'm like truly keeping up with Funko, and I'm not. I'm so damn busy in the candy world that I got my daughter and myself one of these things the other day. Have you seen these? They're called backbones, or like
backbones. I've heard of them. Yeah,
they're for your phone. You like can play your Xbox games, and I got us one of these, and we get to use it for maybe about 20 minutes a day. So that's about how much free time I have in a day. It is about 20 to 30 minutes to like sit down and read a book. I've been reading a lot lately. Read a book or do something that's fun. That's about how much time I have, and I hate to say this, that I'm just not going to spend that 30 minutes a day on phone.
and I think that's my biggest thing is like this. I finally got. I mean, you've seen some of this before where I didn't have it, but I think because I finished up my class on Sunday and I got it done rather early, so I mean because most of my window to be able to do Lego stuff like this is pretty much the weekends. It's been filled with doing schoolwork, so this has been kind of pushed aside. So I was finally happy that I was able to sit down for like 2 hours and just work on this thing. I sat down, watched Game of Thrones, worked on this thing, and I was good.
So we're going to talk about Funko today, though, because this is normally the day where I try to catch up all of the knowledge that I have missed. I recently noticed that we still don't have a disc tracker. We still have disc tracker's old account. We still don't have disc tracker's new. We still have his backup account, not his old account. So we still disc tracker still has not gotten his page back, which is look. I'm going to be honest. It's kind of strange to me that they took his page and they didn't take a couple of other people's pages, because I feel like they should have, or maybe they just didn't have the visibility that his page had, I guess is what I'm thinking happened. Do you agree with that? Does that sound right to you? They just didn't have enough visibility.
I don't know the whole disc tracker thing, because like I said, that was the first time I
know what happened. So
it had to do something with that Agatha pop.
I know what happened. So in Agatha, they just this last episode they released that kid that's you haven't seen it.
No, but I saw the pop already. I know because Wiccan gets announced, which of course if Marvel and Young Avengers, Wiccan of course is Billy, which is one of Wanda's kids. So and that's been well known for many years. And then also there's supposed to be Demon, which I know which character is supposed to be Demon, which is also something I've been hinting at since WandaVision. That Mephisto's behind a lot of this stuff.
Well, so
yeah, exactly. We've never taken that image off.
I know we've never taken the image off, right? And so
Because you said for many years it'll never happen. I've said it will. It's got to.
Right.
If you
So
got to finish that story, it has to.
the kicker to it is, right, so he got on there and he released it, but I was watching, we were catching up on all of the last episodes, and the last episode has a picture that lets you know that it's Wanda's kid, right at the very end of it. The kid that couldn't talk the whole time, because the whole, no, so far, like the past 5 episodes, he couldn't say his name. There's some kind of enchantment that whenever he tries to say his name, it stops him from saying his name. And then all of a sudden, at the end of the very last episode, he like unalives everybody, and it's him. And he like, and now you get to see who it is. Well, that's what he dropped. He dropped like this moment that they were building up to, and nobody, it was such out of nowhere too. You didn't see it coming. It's not like you were like, oh, it's building up to where they're gonna know. It was just out of nowhere, a complete plot change, right? A complete plot twist. So, and that's a big moment in a show, right? So that's what he did. He came out, and we've been saying for years that, look, I don't believe that leaks are inherently harmful, but
Oh yeah.
when you start leaking things like this, then they become harmful.
Well, see, Funko, I think screwed up 2 ways on this. One, they had a leak. 2, they should have done the box differently. If you were going to release Agatha herself early, which is fine because everybody knew Agatha was in the show. It's her show.
Yeah, her show. Not anymore, though.
Don't release all the characters on the back of the box. That's what just screwed up. Or at least put, if you're going to release her first, put the silhouette with the question mark.
So there's some other channels on Instagram that I believe should have also been impacted from this. But then I have to stop and think, right? And this is what I have to think about, right? Funko sent him a cease and desist a long time ago, right? They said, you need to stop. No more of this, like dropping our leaks. No more of, you need to stop, right? You remember that, right? We all remember that. They sent it to a few people. He wasn't the only one. They also sent it to that lady that was making the custom pops, but was portraying them to be a Funko Pop, just an M&M version of the Funko Pop, instead of like instead of like changing the box altogether. She was still portraying it to be a Funko Pop. They sent a cease and desist to her. They sent a cease and desist to a few people. There was a few people that got caught up in it all at one time, and I can't remember if it was 2022 or 2021, but I remember it happening, right? Because everybody made a video about it and their mother. We all made one. I even think I made one joking about them sending it to me, but everybody made a video about it, and he was one of them. So the only thing I can think of, they didn't go after the other ones because they didn't really have a precursor, right? There wasn't a precursor. And I believe these people are going to get a precursor now. I believe they're going to get that. You're going to stop. Here's your cease and desist.
Well, I think this is a big one too, because not only the fact that it's Funko releasing something early, but it's Disney, and
yes,
you guys Funko makes a lot of money off the Disney licensing.
Yes.
So I guarantee you, as secretive as Disney is, especially something
that was a big deal,
worth of a show wise,
is a big deal.
It's a huge deal, and I guarantee you, once the Disney executives caught wind of this, they started threatening to pull licensing.
Oh yeah,
and all this other stuff, and Funko had to act fast and quickly.
They had to retaliate,
and they had to retaliate fast. It sucks. He does have a new page back up. He is starting to post stuff back onto it. I did find his current one.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think it'll ever get as big as his last one, because his last one was built in the heyday of Funko Pop, right? And argumentatively, people can talk about Funko Pops until they're blue in the face. Their heyday was COVID. COVID 2020 was their heyday. That was the Funko year.
Oh, yeah. Because everybody was out. Everyone had nothing else to do. People had extra money from the stimulus checks, shit like that. So, that's when, I'd say we probably came out from it in a lot of ways. But that's when at that time, we had so many different people
Yeah.
we could pull on the shows easy because there's so many different groups now. You know, there's I'd say in 4 years, life has changed in a lot of ways for both of us. You know, we still do our channel, but we don't do it the way we used to, and everything like that. And then there was just a lot of channels that just stopped altogether. Uh,
Why my channel hasn't stopped. I don't
no,
think
I'm not
yours
saying
has.
ours did. I mean, I still plan on doing. My wife even is encouraged me even more when we go to Great Wolf Lodge in a week or two that I'm going to be doing a bunch of filming down there. But it's not dead, but there are a lot of pop channels that did just completely die. Um, once life started coming back to normal and things like that. But I think it was popular because I mean nobody had really much
Well,
else to do.
so I think a lot of us started the channels thinking that it was a fair game.
Yeah,
And I think that, like myself, I discovered that it wasn't a fair game. That it was not a fair game. That YouTube wasn't playing a fair game. I'm going to say this out loud, and there's some people that aren't going to like what I have to say. Funko themselves are not playing a fair game. There is content creators that you know are being boosted up because they're Funko approved. Like, and I'll say it out loud: Skittle Rampage, Funko approved.
yeah, that one too.
Funko,
Yeah,
Funko approved. Pops, Funko approved. Um, top Tristan, Top Pops, Funko approved.
oh yeah,
And these channels get boosted up into the slots because they're Funko approved, and then the rest of us are having to try and fight our way into it. And until like you have somebody like me say that there's no amount of fighting, until you have somebody from YouTube say there's no amount of fighting that's going to fight you up in this category, you need to find a different category. That's when reality sets in, right? I mean, and so reality set in for me, and my channel's not going to die. I think in the last few weeks have decided that it's going to become a vlog channel about the candy company. That's what's about to happen. I mean,
pivot and change. Why not?
yeah, I mean, it's just going to become a vlog. I mean, life changed. It's going to change.
Oh yeah,
It's just going to change, and it's going to become a vlog just about the candy company, just whatever me and Rue are doing at the moment. Rue, Jess, and myself, whatever we're doing at the moment, it's just going to evolve into that.
ain't
And it's
nothing wrong with that. You know, and for me, I mean, I just I got too much stuff going on. I just don't have time.
well, I mean, when I get time again, when I get time again, because I'm with you. I'm already working like 16 hours a day. I have been advised by my doctor multiple times that it's not a sustainable way of life.
Yeah.
It's not a sustainable way of life that you can't just continuously do it and expect it to be a positive result. I mean, so it's when I get the time again, and I will collectively get things on there small. Like I'm thinking that I'm going to start when I do the TikTok videos. I will also put those on the YouTube. If they catch traction, they catch traction. If they don't, they don't.
Oh yeah. I mean,
It's whatever.
that always used to be just a
Given,
uh,
right?
well, it used to be a habit. You know, when I was doing some shorts, I usually typically posted them on TikTok, and then when you upload it to TikTok, it automatically adds one to your photos. So I just usually took that one and uploaded it to YouTube, regardless. You know,
Right.
it's just kind of a habit just to do them both at the same time.
Right. And so I will probably get back into doing that and get better about doing that. But I will get back into doing that. We have the New York Con that's coming. We have a few Funko Pops that we can go over. We're not going to use a disc tracker anymore. I still have like other things that I could use that weren't disc tracker. Just disc tracker sometimes made it easier to use. And then I want to talk about we have a brand that's about to be starting that's going to be controversial. And I don't know how many people in the Funko community are talking about this right now, but I'm willing to bet zero. I'm willing to bet zero are speaking about it, and all of them should be. But we're going to talk about it here tonight. So
Okay.
make sure you tap in that screen, share this live, and don't forget to follow. I know those don't pertain to any of this whatsoever, but I had to say it out loud.
It's all good. It's all good.
I had to say it out loud. So we have that we're going to talk about. We're going to bring up these new pops. They're already starting to bring up their stupid Valentine pops. I mean, they couldn't wait to like shove those down our throat. Apparently, they couldn't wait to like jam these atrocities.
Oh, let me get that off the screen.
I got it. They couldn't wait to jam these atrocities like down our throat. So it looks like we have a Goosebumps collection. I don't know what Goosebumps is. Never really got behind it. I think it's a book, right? If I'm guessing right.
What is
Yes, mate.
it?
I hope like I'm guessing right.
With the ghost face?
So no. Hold on. I clicked the wrong one. My bad. My bad. Goosebumps. So we have a Goosebumps
I know
collection.
R.L. Stein. The dummy one looks kind of
I'm
familiar.
thinking this is some kind of a book, some kind
Yeah,
of
R.L. Stein Goosebumps have been around for years. I mean, those have been around since I was a kid. I
okay.
remember when I was
That
when I
explains
was
something.
in elementary school, they still had like we always had to read a book, and there was like an hour a day where everybody sat at their desk and read a book. I
OTT.
remember Goosebumps being around back then, so they've been around for years and years. And my kid, well, my daughter hasn't gotten into them yet, but they're definitely in their book fairs and stuff like that all the time.
OTT. I hope you're doing good, brother. Um, I don't know what they are, but maybe they're gonna be hot. I is one of those moments where I'm like, oh no, man, oh no. But this is what I mean by they already are like releasing their Valentine stuff. They couldn't wait to like jam this down our throat.
Oh
They
yeah.
could not wait to
Well,
try and capitalize on
here's what annoys me is it's October and you're talking
Yes.
about Valentine's, okay?
Yes.
But in the past, it used to be May, and we were talking about Halloween, but yet we didn't get
No.
Halloween at
No.
all.
Nope.
But for some reason, to me, I think Halloween pops are so much more popular. Halloween and Christmas pops are so much more popular than Valentine's Day pops.
Who do
Why
you
are
think
we talking about Valentine's Day pops?
somebody at Funko has an obsession with Valentine's?
They
I
do.
don't know. I don't know who it is, but somebody that they have working there is obsessed with Valentine's. That's all there is to it. I mean, you're right. That's all there is. Is somebody there has got this freaky obsession with Valentine's. I mean, because you just said it. We didn't get San Diego Comic Con until like 3 days before the con. We didn't get the New York con until just a week ago at tops. Um, and here we are in October, and we're talking about what's going to be happening in mid February. So stupid. It's stupid pop. I hate it. I hate all Valentine's pops. I think they should shove them up there. You know what? But that's just my personal opinion. But somebody there at Funko has a strange obsession with Valentine's Day. We have another Muhammad Ali pop. This one is it's a, I mean, we've had a Muhammad Ali before. They don't really go up in price. They don't really do anything. I don't know that they're that big of a seller. I have a feeling that there's a dying breed of people that are still like Muhammad Ali fans that even know who he is. I'd be willing to bet if you walked up to a kid in today's generation and said, "What'd you think of Muhammad Ali?" He wouldn't know what you were talking about. He'd probably think you're talking about some terrorists from Afghanistan. They just simply would not know. It's my guess. I mean, it's just my guess, but I'm willing to bet that my guess is not that far off.
You're probably right.
I so that's they don't go up in price. They're never limited. They should be. Stuff like that should be extremely limited. We got this actually is pretty cute, but I'm never gonna own it.
I like that. Actually, I like that Pop Tart.
Also, another one that's never.
If I randomly found that somewhere in the wild, I would probably pick it up, but I wouldn't order it. Oh, and OTG, by the way, I just actually, when I went online today, just saw you did send me a message for the storm. Yes, we did talk about it. We're good. Everything was good. We had no damage, and we still had power. So, thank you for checking up on me.
Well, that is awesome. That's one of the parts that I love about the community that we have is that we all tend to like help each other and check on each other, and that's really cool. All right, we got Superman. I don't know. This must be like the year of
It's an Action Comics type of, so it's got to be an early version of something.
It's like the year of.
To me, it's DC, so I don't know the origin of it. I didn't, again, I never watched the show before. I'm more of a Marvel person than DC.
I'm trying to think about like how I say this. I'm trying to find my wording. It's like the year of dark pops. it's this weird, like they just did Batman like this, right? And this all like, what did they call it?
Oh, that was the He Who
Batman.
Laughs Last Batman or something like
No, they
that.
just did it. It's like an all blacked out Batman.
Yeah.
Now they just did the all blacked out Superman. It's like this is the year of blacked out pops. I don't something strange going on there. I'm not a fan of this Superman. I don't even know what action comic this is, so it couldn't have been a very good one. I have no clue what it is. Anybody know what this one is? Anybody at all have like a clue of what like action comic?
No idea.
Was that?
No idea on this one.
No idea. Um, I guess we got some Red Bull guy no one cares about, but the people that are going to be racing. This is one of them that I actually think is really cool, only because we do have some Bruce Lee pops that went way up in price, and you can't really afford them unless you like you have it like that. This is your chance to get one, but I don't think this is as cool as the other ones because he has some like strange like wind going on with his arms. I don't know if it's wind or water or what that is supposed to
I'm not
represent.
quite sure.
If it's supposed to be like how fast his hand is moving, I'm not real sure like what that's supposed to be. Like we have Bruce Lee with clear hands. I don't remember Bruce Lee having clear hands. Maybe he did.
Well, the thing though is, the yellow jumpsuit is familiar. I'm thinking this is from Way of the Fist, I believe.
Maybe it's Kill Bill.
No, I definitely know it's not Kill Bill, but the yellow jumpsuit is.
You sure it's not Kill Bill?
I know. Yellow jumpsuit is. I know. I'm pretty sure this is Shrunken Yellow.
I don't know.
It's an iconic tracksuit from his one of his movies. They call it the Game of Death jumpsuit. I can't remember what movie it's actually from or anything like that, but I'd like to say it was The Way of the Fist. But Quentin Tarantino used the similar jumpsuit in Kill Bill.
It's from the Game of Death.
Yeah, and that's what it says, Game of Death. But they used the inspiration of that yellow jumpsuit from Bruce Lee.
Kill Bill, yeah.
So this is not iconic outfit.
It's supposed to capture Bruce Lee's energy in Funko form. Why? I didn't know he had blue hands, but this is going to catch those blue hand energy that he had. That where he's moving so fast, his hands were blue. You're gonna have to like go get your hands on this one. This one would have been really cool though. This one would have been a pop that I had to have if it was a limited run. If it was a limited run, I would have wanted to like break the walls down to go get it. I might have stood in line somewhere in hopes to like be the person who gets up there to get it. Without it being a limited run, it's gonna fall flat on its face. You'll be able to find it for the next 100 years because, let's be honest, Funko's prices are just not going up anymore. I mean, they're just not. So without it being a limited run, you're just not going to see it. I'm curious as to what I'm about to get right here, though, because this looks like What If, and it is What If. We have more What If. What is this?
I can't really say. I think they're doing a third season of What If, but to be honest with you, as far as much of a Marvel person as I am, I just for some reason could not get into the What If series. I know Chase will ridicule me for that because he absolutely loved them, but I just couldn't get into them.
I don't even know what the What If is. I know that it was a comic book that they made a cartoon after. It was always what if this, what if that, what if Hulk was a female? What if Hulk?
Yeah, it was always because they came out with it because there was always these different questions that would always come arise, like what if Steve Rogers didn't end up in there and Carter ended up in there.
Yeah.
So it was that whole kind of thought process in there. So it was basically Marvel's way to kind of answer some of these old questions of what if.
Yeah. Look, Funko. I don't know which one of y'all have this obsession with Valentine.
Someone has a straight up obsession with Valentine.
But if you need an intervention, I know some people that can help you. You're not alone. You're not by yourself.
Get some better holidays to focus
Always,
on.
there's always someone for you to talk to, Funko. There's always people there that you can reach out to.
And the thing is, it's not like they do their Valentine's Day
We got
ones very well. I mean, look at last year's, the stupid chocolate bars. I mean, and these aren't even all that great because all you're doing is taking similar molds and putting,
things in their hand,
vanilla or heart-shaped chocolate boxes in their hand
painting them pink.
and put them in pink. Yeah.
This must be a major holiday for them. If not, someone should have the shit slapped out of them. Funko, you have to stop. You have to stop. You have to stop. Come on, I don't know what kind of intervention you need, but you're gonna have to stop with this nonsense. You can't just keep releasing Valentine's pops again and again. Oh, here's a Wally Valentine's. That's what we fucking. Let me skip past that one real quick. Let's see what's on page 2. Okay, so we're right back where we started off last week. All right, so here it is. It's the dark.
Oh yeah, that was a weird one.
Dark Knight Batman.
I don't know about that one. I mean, it looks. You know what it kind of looks like. You know what that mask looks like. Have you seen that? It's a horror movie. I guess they're going to be doing a second one of it, but that horror movie with I think it was Ethan Hawke, the Dark Phone, back whatever the dude had a mask. He had like a person buried in the basement, and what the hell was that name of that movie? But the mask looks exactly like it.
I don't know. I mean, just Funko, blink twice if you need help. Just blink twice. Blink twice if you need help. We'll get your back signal. We got you.
Yeah, Black Phone was the name of the movie. Yes, OTT, Black Phone. There's a mask that he kind of wears. It's okay. Maybe it's a little different because it's got horns. Well, that has horns too. But
yeah,
it has this weird Black Phone mask type of image to it.
Funko, blink twice if you need help. We got you. Just blink twice for us. So this, listen. I know I said at the very beginning that we're going to talk about something that no one's talking about, and that's what we do on this show. We bring in conversations that might not be so acceptable in the Funko community. And this is going to be one of them that I'm not sure why people aren't talking about yet. So either people are on Funko's payroll, people don't look past Funko for anything,
well,
or it's being suppressed. One of the three is happening.
As far as this pop goes, what are we talking about?
As far as this product goes that we're about to talk about.
All right.
So there's a new product line out that's going to be a collectible, and this collectible is probably going to be really hot. And this collectible is actually being done by someone that used to work at Funko. Check this out. So I found this today in my searches of adventures that I do when it comes to getting on here. And I found a new product line. And, for years and years and years, we've all been saying, God, I wish there was just something else to collect, right? I wish there was something other than Funko that I could collect. I know that I've had this internal struggle. I know that you've had this internal struggle. I know that so many other people have had this internal struggle where they said, man, I wish another line would come out, right? And we would have a alternative from Funko, right? Something would give us that excitement again. Well, Brian Mariotti just released a new line of collectibles.
I can't stand that guy to begin with.
So he just released a new line of collectibles that will be making their debut at the New York Comic Con. But listen to me. So October.
I've seen these. I just saw these on Disc Tracker's page.
October the 17th, these guys will be popping off. There is a whole page, and we're going to go to that here in a second. There's a whole page of these guys out there right now. These are a truly limited collection. Now, they do cost a little bit more than a Funko Pop, but it's a truly limited collection. I don't know how big the figures are just yet, but I mean, I will see when people start getting them. I have an idea that it's probably the same size as a soda, so I'm thinking it's about the same size as a soda. But this is gonna be a big deal. This is going to be a big deal for everybody in the Funko community because people are going to get lines drawn in the sand, and people are going to start making videos about other things.
Yeah, you are. I mean, you could be right. You could, again, we all know, uh, Mariotti is, basically got pushed out because he is a douchebag. To be 1,000% honest. Um, and of course, he knows the business enough to know how he can skate the realm because these are definitely vinyl pops, but they have a Funko Pop esque feel to them, but they don't have the signature facial
All
type
right,
of look to it.
so
They're slightly different.
so listen to me. So this Huckleberry Hound's gonna come with a certificate of authenticity, right? It's gonna be a form of a laser printed, right? Spots Vanishing Collector's card. So it is going to come with a card that says this is 40 of 3,000. I think this one was. I could be wrong on that number, so don't scalp me if I'm wrong. 3,000 on that one. Yeah. All right. So it's gonna say this is 40 of 3,000. So it's gonna come with that card. And then it has, listen to me. Oh my God. Then it has a 1 in 6 chance of having a chase variant.
Hmm.
I can't even make this up. So this thing is going to come in this box and look at it. Tell me that does not look like a Funko soda. I mean, please tell me that does not look like a Funko soda.
Oh, it
So
does. It just doesn't have the basic. If you look at a Funko, let me just pull one right here. If you look at a Funko, he doesn't have that basic head shape that a basic Funko has, the spacing of the eyes, everything like that. Because every Funko has very similar. I mean, some of them could be different, like some of the Disney ones, but a lot of them always have that basic. I mean, even if you look at Mickey Mouse here, who's going to be basic, he still has that basic Funko head that's to him, and that's where he's skating the line because it is a vinyl. It's probably done
yes,
exactly the same way as a Funko is, but he's skated the line because the heads aren't the exact same shape. He's doing
I
everything exactly as Funko did as he built it.
better though. He listened
I
to
do agree.
everybody. He listened, right? He is coming out with a real, true, limited piece. So listen though. This is not all of them. This is I'm gonna take you to them so you can just see that the ones that they're coming out with to start, right? So he came out with a truly limited runs that have chase variants to them, that have a letter of authenticity that's going to tell you this is 40 of 3,000, 52 of 400. I'm going to give you the letter of authenticity so that you know it's not just being reproduced somewhere else. The wax seal, like OTT just said, for the number count. Listen, this guy just listened to everything everybody had ever wanted, and he is about to give you what everybody had ever wanted. This one has 2 different chase variants, right? So we have Daffy Duck, right? We got Duck Dodger. I'm sorry, and then you're going to be able to get him in this chase variant and in this 24-piece ultra limited variant.
So I want to look at this. So here's what my initial. Again, this is the first time I've even seen this. It's the first time I'm hearing about it. So here's where I'm thinking this is so much more interesting because what have I preached for many years? Why have I not liked the vault? I mean, I think the Vault pops were a good idea. They were kind of cool. It was old school. It had a bunch of extra little added on them, like a card, stuff like that. But what wasn't it? It was never displayable. It wasn't a good displayable item. What did we just talk about last week on? I can't remember what pops we were talking about, but we said if they would have made it was the Art Disney ones, and the big one had the drawn sketches, which looked fantastic. But the regular pops had that little cardboard background makes all the difference. Now, this being that you have a pop that's in a frame and it's got an incredible background to it. I mean, that just, for anybody that wants a displayable item, I mean, you got it. The only thing that scares me with this is what is the dimensions of these things?
I'm assuming that they're no bigger. This is my assumption, and I want everybody
that right there to me is going to make or break it, especially since you're charging $50 a piece for these things.
Here's my assumption: it's just a little bigger than a door. That is my assumption. Is that it is just a little bigger than a door?
Is the pop itself? Okay, here's an idea. So I have this guy, right? Is the only door I have. Got him real cheap. But it's pirates, and I love pirates, and I said, why not?
Oh, no, it's probably the same size as that.
Are we saying that the pop itself is about the same size as this door pop?
Yeah, that's my guess.
Which I'm not upset by, because if you've got this pop and you've got a screen coming out and around it, so it means that screen's probably going up to about yay big.
Yep.
So if I'm talking that size, I'm talking the overall size of that box.
Yep, basically.
So we're actually, from one of these boxes, we're talking a slightly wider box than that on it. And then on top of it, if you actually go back to the actual packaging.
Yeah, then it comes in some really beautiful packaging.
That packaging is going to be even wider because it comes with some sort of whatever that little plastic piece is on the side.
That's not a plastic piece. That is a laser engraved letter of authenticity. So that's going to give you.
So that's even cooler.
Yeah, that's going to say that this one right here is number 7.
Yeah.
So this one right here, this one that they're showing is number 7 of. Doesn't hold on.
I'm going to slightly think this is it's slightly smaller though, because I'm actually I gotta find what are these.
This one is number 13. Oh, y'all are killing me. So they're going to keep like all the number 7s and number 13s, assholes. They'll probably keep 21s as well. 21, 7s, and 13s for themselves.
Oh, wow. Hold on. So these things are, found some images of people holding.
Okay, so OTT just found the dimensions. The dimensions is 14 inches by 10 inches by 15 inches.
Wow.
That's pretty big.
I got to show this real quick,
big.
Only because it's a very badly pixelated image, but it gets the point across of what we. Oops, wrong camera. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Dead Zone, what's popping, brother? These things are about to be big. These things are going to be big.
So this is probably the best image I can find right here. You got Daffy.
Oh, that thing is massive.
It's massive. So you think you take that out of that box, right? Let's say you decide to want to be out of box. That's sitting on my shelf.
$50 all day.
That I would happily pay $50 for that.
All day. It's limited.
Not only do you have that great frame, you've got the great background to go with the pop. How great is that being a shelf-worthy product?
Listen to me. He listened.
As much as I hate the guy,
he listened.
I have to agree with you.
So Dead Zone, the number is on the card. So here I'll show you. So we were talking about that because they're truly limited runs. These are truly certified, laser engraved, printed. So it might be printed on the figure, but it's also printed on this card. Like this one right here is number 13, and I'll try and zoom in. You can see it right there on the card. This one's number 13 of 3,000. So this one right here is number 13. You can see it right at the bottom of the card. It tells you that it's number 13. So this one is their letter of authenticity is number 13, 3,000 pieces. I love these things.
So that itself is the normal size of a basic pop.
Oh, it's bigger than a basic pop.
Well,
this one's number 10.
The figure itself. If I'm looking at it from in this guy's hand, that same one right there.
Go back to that picture. That thing's big.
The whole package itself is big, but the pop itself, if you kind of look at the aspect ratio,
dead zone. Each card will be different.
Size as a normal pop, but you're getting a whole scene that goes along with this.
It looks a little bigger than a normal pop to me, but yeah, close enough, right? I mean, close enough to a normal pop.
Look at behind him too. He's got all the other ones sitting on the shelves out of
he has them out of the box, it's inside of a case inside of the box.
But how good does that look on the shelf?
They look amazing. But check this out. So I was just showing one of them. So I was just showing this one, right? So this one has an ultra rare, right? So let's say that you got 1 in 6 chance of getting the chase variant. So there's your chase variant of it. There's 5,000 of these guys, but then they have a version. Listen to me.
I kind of like that idea too.
24 of the ultra rare. Guys, look at the background. They got a background on these guys. They come inside of a case. You're not having to buy a case. They come inside of the case already. I'm hoping the case is tamper-proof to keep people from popping it open. So it's inside of a case already. I bet these cases are stackable, so you can stack them up, line them up, however you'd like to do it. This one is 24 pieces. Listen to me. This is going to catch on. These are going to catch on. There's no way that they're not catching on. And if you can get in early and get some of these early guys, like a lot of us miss with Funko, this is your opportunity to grab some of these guys early. You can see that they're doing a better product. They're doing better backdrops. They're doing real piece counts. They're doing real chase variants, ultra rares.
We asked for real piece counts a long time ago.
All the things we've asked for. Now it comes at a $50 price tag, but it's coming with a real letter of authenticity.
It's what I just noticed about these guys that I really like, and you're gonna find this actually kind of stupid in the same part because of how much I've complained about somebody else's stuff. But I'm trying to go back to their actual website. So I just seen something on here. They've got a mascot. And I actually really like it. They've got a mascot, the Thrill Joy mascot, Meet Blue, BLOO. He looks like a freaking Yeti. And they've got some with him not in sets or something like that. Scenes. It's probably somewhere in there. I would go with this guy. They've even got a blue as Freddy Krueger. So they're kind of taking the same exact. What they did. Item of this because it's a blueprint. He basically took the exact Funko blueprint
and improved on it
and improved upon it because what made to me Funko is completely diminished. I mean, I was never a Funko Freddy fan himself, and I've clearly said that for many years. But what made Funko Freddy's good and what made them very rare for many years was because they made Funko Freddy dress him up as different characters like Clockwork Orange or, Genie or something like that. And then when they just started bringing out different, Funko Freddy dressed as a pilot, and then this other girl and this dog, I think they diminished the value of that mascot. He's going right back to it. He's got a normal mascot, but now he's already he's dressing him up as Freddy Krueger. He's dressing him up as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, come on, man. This is like right back to what we always wanted and we always liked. I might have to. I mean, I'm already jumped ship to the Lego aspect, but if I got back into vinyls, I may have to jump ship. Now, again, you could tell that they've got, their licensing is going similar to how the was it the NFTs went? They went with lowball licensing, stuff like that. If Mariotti can pull off the big licensing, if Mariotti can pull off what have we said the holy grail of vinyl has always ever been, if he can pull off a Mario Kart, it's over.
Listen. I feel like he gave us everything that we've been wanting and asking for when it comes to Funko, right? We've asked for better backgrounds, we've asked for limited pieces, real limited pieces. We asked for so many things, letters of authenticity. We've asked for so many things from them, and he is producing on those things. And listen, I'm trying to tell y'all that this one is going to pop off. And why the community is not like screaming loudly about these tells me that there's a lot of people that are in Funko's pocket. I know that there's a lot of people in Funko's pocket, not necessarily directly, but very indirectly. Some of them will admit it, some of them won't. So this one's going to be a New York Comic Con. This is Van Gogh.
Yeah, Van Gogh is actually pretty badass.
Van Gogh with Starry Night. The only thing that I'm disappointed about is he has both his ears. So I'm a little disappointed in the fact that he has both of his ears. The case that they have him in is in that gold case. I'm wondering.
Christina said that she did find out they are stackable.
So that's really cool. I'm looking at the background and it makes me wonder if that is a paper background or because it's curved. I'm thinking maybe it's not paper. Maybe because I've been saying forever those paper backgrounds are garbage. I feel like he took and is just making better of everything.
You're not wrong here. I may be having to open up the wallet for a couple of these.
I'm gonna have to. I don't have a choice.
Now the megapix. I'm on the site now. These got 4 megapix, and that's with the blue as different characters. They're expensive. They're 12 inches. They're 12-inch pops. You got the that's just him himself holding one of the Thrill Joys. You've also got him as Freddy Krueger. You got him as Hanna-Barbera, and you got him as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Leonardo. So I think those are actually pretty solid.
I'm not going to say any names, but this looks very familiar to a content creator.
Well, I thought that too. But it's just slightly different to where they can't get on him. He's got horns, but it's not. That's not. I'm not even going to say his name because I don't.
I'm not either, but it's strangely.
But I think it's a solid. Again, me and mascots for certain things.
Okay, like so it's coming with multiple hands, so you can change the hands out.
Yeah, that's cool, and that's a 12-inch pop.
Also coming with the letter of authenticity to let you know what number it is in the series. Let's see more details. You got to give me more details.
And that's kind of cool with having different hands. So you can have different things in their hands and make it customizable to you on what you want on your shelf.
Right.
It is awesome.
He is about to launch a crazy, crazy, crazy awesome brand. Let's look at his apparel, though. Let's see what he has on going into the apparel world. Guys, give me your thoughts on these. What do you think? What is about to happen?
I think we've had a lot of
bucket hats. I hate bucket hats, but to each their own.
I'm not a bucket hat person.
Thrill Joy. I don't really know how I feel about the name, but to each their own. I mean, I'm sure he did a lot of research before he released it in that name. He must like bucket hats, because there's a lot of those stupid, ugly things. Listen, I don't know. I know that his stuff is really cool. That's what I know right now.
And I don't mind the fact that, he's only dropping, technically, if you really think about it, 17 plus 4. He's only dropping 21 total pops to start. And to me, at a release, that's a pretty decent drop for the most part. But what I like about these is if these are, they're signed, they're numbered. At 5,000, 4,000, it's what everybody loved about the sodas because you actually had numbers until we all found out that the numbers
weren't real numbers.
Bullshit.
Right.
But I don't know, that Freddy Krueger Thrill Joy is, I think, my favorite. That actually, no, the Gandalf. The Gandalf one to me is pretty solid.
I don't know. The Squid Games is really solid.
Good Games is solid.
Look, all of these are solid. The Van Gogh is solid. The Leonardo Cat was not what I'm saying his name. The Kellogg's, Tony the Tiger, Huckleberry
Huckleberry
Hound,
Hound is really solid.
Duck Dodger.
I'm actually surprised they got Harry Potter.
This guy is pretty cool, even though he looks a lot like somebody else's. It makes me
But
wonder,
here's
first.
even more detail. Go between the two chases. The frame color changes.
Oh yeah, so everything changes. The frame,
that.
everything changes. They're most of the time they're actually having a different expression on their face. So he has a different expression on his face. That one has something different in his hands. Different outfits. The background changes. I mean, it's really cool.
I mean really that Harry Potter frame is pretty solid.
They're going to be really, really fire. I mean, just check this out. I mean, so it's really cool. We got just so cool.
Yeah, that Freddy Krueger one's pretty
so cool. These things are going to be really, really epic. So you got 7,500 pieces, and every 1 in 6 is
how long
just
do we say before these end up in Target and exclusives?
So I don't know. So and here's the real kicker to it. If he does it right, it won't happen for a while.
Oh, I agree. I don't think he should. I think he should keep it on his website only.
Well, he's gonna have to. No, he's gonna have to. So he's gonna have to, because this is what the collectors have been wanting, and if this is what he's doing, he's going to keep this going. So,
Christine, if there's a Beetlejuice one, it's not on his website.
So what's going to happen is that it's going to go to something like FYE, and FYE will get 7,000 of one thing, and each store will only get probably 10 by the time you break it up and split between all of the stores. That's with chases. So you're going to have 10 of them sitting there. You know that at least one of them's a chase, maybe 2 if you're lucky and somebody else didn't get a chase. He could be bringing back the collector excitement.
Well, I do agree with that.
He will never, with these runs, be able to go to Walmart or Target or the big box chains, and he shouldn't anyways. I guess they're all big box chains, but the conglomerate like grocery, electronic, you just stay out of those. They're not what you want to do.
Yeah, I agree.
They're not where your collectors want to go. They're only for trying to gobble up as many pennies as possible. They cost you a lot of money. A lot of money.
There is something that he did. I don't know whether it's smart or it's maybe he took old things that worked at Funko and not. But if you go under what the facts, he actually talks about ordering, how to place an order. It says all customers must have an account on the website to purchase products. You must have an account to purchase any products on here. Ongoing drops will be hosted exclusively on thrilljoy.com, scheduled to be announced post New York City Comic-Con. On virtual queue, our virtual queue will allow you to reserve your spot for the drop once the sale goes live. The queue will be randomized. This ensures a smooth and orderly experience for everybody. Once you're in the queue, you'll receive updates on your position and estimated wait times. You'll be notified when it's your turn to enter the sale.
Guys, it's going to be sick.
To me, if you remember jumping in those queues, to me this brings back old school Funko jump. But before they did you had to be chosen to be on a certain list, or which we never got on. We were always blackballed off of it. This is like hard school. Get in there, and the only key to it is you need to create an account.
It's gonna be crazy. It is going to be crazy. This will pop off. I mean, these are it. Dead Zone said that he's already announced that he's going to be having a major retailer. I believe that he's going to have a major one, but I think
I
that
agree.
it's an intelligent move to stay away from Target and Walmart because both of those will cost you a lot of money. You won't be able to run limited pieces with them. It just will not be possible. They won't accept it. They will not accept that I only get 5 of these. You know who does accept this though? FYE, Hot Topic, the
The box lunch.
GameStop, GameStop. Say what?
Box lunch is another one
Box
that
Lunch.
would accept it.
Yeah, I mean that's the kind of companies he needs to stay with. He needs
Yeah.
to stay away from the gas stations, Walmart, Best Buy. Stay away from those companies. Like they don't bring any excitement to collectors. Most of the time, they don't like us there. Most of the time, you go to Target and they act like you're a nuisance when you're there to like get something that's on a hot drop. I mean, so they don't like us there. We don't want to be there. If we're being honest, Target is the worst company on the planet. If you want to know my personal opinion about it, I mean I had so many bad, rude experiences with Target employees. I mean, they were saving the glow black light Hulk for a 3-year-old. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so many bad experiences with them. There's no way
that Squid Games chase is
It's fine.
fucking hot.
It's fire. It's gonna be fire. And I look at this and I think, man, this kind of brings back my excitement for wanting to collect something.
Oh,
I
do you
mean,
see the Skeletor chase?
I mean, it almost brings me to the point where I'm like, I'll sell my Funko Pop collection and just start
Oh,
collecting these guys.
look at that. Ultra rare 24
Ultra
pieces
rare.
of
Guys,
a metallic Skeletor.
how much do you think this ultra rare is going to go for? Like in a realistic number, chat. Throw a number over there for me. There's only 24 of these in the world.
That
Certified.
metallic Skeletor is fire, dude.
Certified. You're only going to get 24 of these.
And here's what's great. Here's what is almost pretty awesome on this is it releases and everybody that gets in on that has a chance for one of them.
Right. There's no NFTs. There's no nonsense.
Everybody gets a chance for it.
There's no nonsense lottery. Everybody has a chance at getting it. So realistically, what do you think this thing sells for?
That thing, especially being the first run, the first series, we're going to be talking. If this company takes off the way, I mean, we're all excited for it right now. You're going to be talking at least, old school Funko Freddy, Clockwork Orange style value. I think, and I think we looked those up plenty of times before. That old Clockwork Orange one, which was very rare, it had probably similar numbers, and that thing was in the $30,000 range.
I give it $1,000 price tag.
Oh, early on, yes. Do I think it goes up very quickly?
I give it $1,000 price tag though. $1,000. It's going to start at $1,000. You watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. I'm about to go look at eBay now and see like what eBay has because I bet go check on eBay. I bet people on eBay are already starting to put these things up for sale. And I'll bet that this one starts at $1,000 all day long. All day long. I bet that's the going price of this one. 24 of them in the world ever. I mean, we're talking about ever. We're not talking about like, well, they're probably going to sell it. They can't once they put that letter of authenticity on their number. You can't. That's it. It's done.
The only thing that's really weird with that, Christina, she did send me an image of a little short that some guy did with 3 of these, and I mean he's holding 3 of them, and they actually look pretty badass opening it up because it's a flip lid. It's a flip lid box, right. And there is a Beetlejuice one in there. It does look pretty fire. That looks to be the chase because it's got a red stamp on the front, but he's not releasing this Beetlejuice on the first run. So I don't know when that's getting released, but it's not on his website right now.
Absolutely fire. I am down for this kind of stuff.
I'm not a big master of the universe, but that Skeletor is hot.
It's everything that we've asked for as a collectors. I mean, we couldn't have asked for anything else. He gave us everything that we wanted. I thought they were going to be a lot smaller than they are. I think they're a decent price for $50.
I
This
had
is probably my favorite one. This is probably my favorite one so far, though. any of the three of them, I would gladly take in the Duck Dodger.
Duck Dodgers is it can't go wrong. Duck Dodgers. I mean,
No,
come on, everyone's a class. It's like right there. The next best thing would be to get Duck Dodgers and Marvin the Martian.
You know that the Marvin the Martian's coming next. If he's got Doug Dodger, you know Marvin the Martian's right behind it. So I Doug Dodger and then Huckleberry Hound for me.
I gotta go with Squid Game is my ultimate favorite out of that set.
Squid Games, Van Gogh, all of those are like you could easily spend $1,000 messing with his stuff. Easily you could do it and not mean to, which is pretty crazy. But all of these are really cool. They're going to make you pick and choose which ones of these you want, though, because like I said, you could easily spend $1,000 if you were not careful.
I had to go right, Jack, but there's also another ultra rare 24 piece. Is there Mars Attack have a ultra rare too?
Yeah, he has an ultra rare 24 piece count, ultra rare. Just absolutely insane. These things are going to be so cool.
Oh yeah, you got the. These are cool. Yeah, I agree with Dead Zone. That Mars Attacks one is pretty awesome. That does bring another good point. I mean, I don't think we're going to see. I mean, we could. The bots, we could see the bots come out on this first run. I mean, just look at a lot of first run type stuff. People will jump on it just to see, how popular they are and try to flip them. I mean, in any aspect, you're never going to get rid of the flippers. You're never going to get rid of the bots. So you got to kind of aspect 50% of those sales.
I don't think so.
From bots.
I don't think so.
I mean, maybe. Oh, I mean. By you having to have an account,
that's why I don't think so.
Maybe that help combat the bots because you would have to have an account for every single bot.
Every single bot you'd have to have an account for. So I think that they're taking measurements to try and make sure that we don't see bots.
Pretty smart.
Yeah, because your bots are going to have accounts, which would be no different than a person at that moment. The bots only really work in like those drops. And the other thing is when you were reading that, it says that it would be randomized. So even if I clicked on it first, doesn't guarantee that I'm going to get it if they're picking randomized. So if I click on it first and it's randomized between everybody who clicked, it could be a bot, it could be a person. It takes the bot out of the picture because so what do you have? Like 100 accounts that all have bots attached to them that are all randomized and none of them may buy it. I mean, and then each bot costs you money. So it's not like you have something that's not costing you money because you just can't get these things free anymore. And you can't own them. People want you to buy the service through them. So each one of these guys are costing you money and it could get really stupid expensive. And then you might not get anything. I mean, so you're going to get stupid expensive. You might get the shaft. I don't see this one right now. I don't. If they do decide to change it in some strange way, then I will say, it's going to be eat up with bots. There's bots that are going to try. Bots are always going to try though. It's just the nature of people. If there's a way to get over on somebody, there's somebody looking to get over on somebody else. Always that way. Look at accounts on eBay, a lot of the same users. Oh, I agree with you, Dead Zone. I agree that anytime there's money involved, you're going to have somebody trying to get over on somebody else. But I think that they're combating them in a way that it's going to discourage it, not stop it. I mean, you're never going to stop it, but they're going to discourage it by it's randomized just because. So me, you, and Chris all click in at the same time. I might get one and y'all might not because they randomly selectively picked from the group who got to check out and who didn't. So but here's the difference between lotteries and that. Yes.
Is whether or not it's randomized and I don't get a chance. The thing is I got in line and I had a chance.
Right. I had the chance.
The fact that if you give people the opportunities for a chance, whether you get it or don't, you build up that hype because guess what? I at least want a chance to get.
I had a chance. Yeah, it wasn't where you just didn't give me a chance at all.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't have any chance. No, I had a chance. I didn't get it. I mean, so
like whenever we never got into lotteries, we never got a chance to get those pops.
Right, I didn't even have a chance to get them. wasn't even a chance.
We were blacklisted and never allowed.
So this is going to be interesting. I can't wait.
Days. This is Thursday.
I have a feeling that he's going to get sued from Funko. Hear me out, guys. I have a feeling that he will be sued from Funko.
I'm sure they'll try to throw something out at him, but I don't think that they can do much, to be 1,000% honest, because again, this is Funko cannot monopolize the vinyl market. They are just different enough from a pop that they can't be sued for trademark infringement or likeness. They're vinyl, yes, we give you that, but anybody can make a vinyl out of whatever they want.
Right.
But they are just enough different. They don't have that classic Funko, and that's classics. That's Funko's thing. The facial shape of a Funko is iconic. They don't have that. So they have nothing to go after Funko. This is free and fair competition. And Funko hasn't had any competition for many years. I for one, am all for giving Funko competition, because what happens when there's good competition? It only is good for the consumer.
I see it that way. You see it that way. I am about the shenanigans. I am about this life.
Because if these become popular and people start buying these, spending their $50 on these rather than on Funkos, where technically money wise, yes, a $50 Thrill Joy to a $15 Funko Pop, yeah, I could get more, but these look so much better on my shelf. And if these become popular, that would only push Funko to possibly step up their game. I mean, we can only hope.
Right.
Nobody's pushed them like this before. And the only thing that painstakingly bothers me about these things, as much as I really, really do like them, is that Mariotti's behind it.
I know.
I hate the fact that Mariotti is behind these things. I can't stand that.
It makes me wonder, though, if he was the problem. When I see these, it really makes me wonder, like, was he the problem, or was he trying to be the solution and he couldn't because someone else was being the problem? So it just makes me wonder.
I mean, you are right. He started his own company. He kind of, did what he just did. Basically, did a similar thing. That's one thing he may get caught up on, is he's calling his alternates the exact same thing as a Funko. He's calling them chases.
It's going
to
be
ultra rares. He can get by with that. Funko doesn't technically have ultra rare, right? But calling your alternates a chase, I think you should have come up with something different. You know what I mean?
I agree. We will see how the cards fall out on that.
How the hell did they pull that in there? I just looked up Brian Mariotti real quick, and who's the first? And mind you, I don't care much for these guys because I think they're fake as shit, and I don't care whether they know it or not. Gasolcast pulled off an interview with Brian Mariotti.
Yeah, I believe that, but you also have to remember that. I'm not going to say any names. This is what I'm going to say, is that a lot of people said for a long time that they had a bunch of connections inside of Funko, and as a community, we listened, but we didn't listen, right? And then a lot of these people started promoting NFTs, and we didn't really understand how how these people like flipped so dramatically, right? All of these people said, and I could name 4 of them right off top, but I'm not gonna name any names. You know who you are. You know that you're a sellout. I mean, you know who you are. You sold out, and you know it. And I don't have to say your name for you to understand how I feel about you. Um, but there was a lot of them that said the NFTs are garbage. I'll never mess with an NFT. This is shit. How could you dare do this, Funko? And then all of a sudden, a few months went by, and they started doing mass NFT openings, and they would have mass NFT openings, and then all of a sudden they were promoting, and they were getting like NFTs at such a crazy rate, and they were promoting the NFTs. All of a sudden, they went from these things are so bad to let's have some fun opening my NFTs. And it was like, how did you make that? Like, how did you make that jump? And I didn't know how they made that jump until I was talking to somebody one day, and they said, well, Funko doesn't directly pay these people. So what's happening is the people that are doing the drop, and I'm trying to think of their name right now, the drop people. These people have built a contract with these content creators, and they are giving them these packs.
Oh yeah.
So they're giving them these 8, 9, 10, and 12 big packs of these Funkos with the notion that you're going to get these rare NFTs, and this is how we're paying you. And I'm paying you by giving you $400 in NFTs for free, and you're going to get a rare redeemable NFT in there, and you're going to make cool content, and we're both going to win, and it's a win-win situation. But the thing is, you can't drop your video until it's approved by us. We have to approve it. You have to make the videos at a certain time, release them on a certain day, and you have to follow X, Y, and Z. And you can't talk about it. You have to sign a non-disclosure.
Yeah.
And I know this because I've talked to people that are currently doing it, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not going to say any names as to who they are, is because they all sign non-disclosures. But you can tell by the channels who went from these things are so bad to these aren't that bad. They're pretty cool. I mean, you could kind of like you can put the puzzle together all on your own now.
You know where what really hit me is there was a particular, and again I won't name names anymore, but there's particular when sodas were blowing up, there was a number of Funko channels that were only doing sodas. And I was watching this one video one time because it had something to do with Disney, and he had 4 sodas. Right, there were only two types, and he in one let's just call this Donald Duck, and one's Donald Duck, and let's say one's Goofy. I don't remember what they actually were, but of course there's a common and a chase. So you got four pops. He magically pulls a common and a chase and a common and a chase.
Everyone.
The chances of that actually ever happening in the real world
would be insane.
Is astronomically insane. He'd be better off trying to play the lottery and then getting that to really happen. And then on top of it, in the video, you're going to sit here and try to say that man, I just had a perfect pull. Dude, you didn't have a perfect pull, bro. Don't sit here and blow smoke up our ass because you didn't have a perfect pull. They sent you both of those directly so that way you could show off both the commons and the chase. And you knew it.
Well, so
be honest.
I think that I kind of got the wool pulled off of my eyes when I got approached by a mystery box company. And the mystery box company was going to send me mystery boxes loaded in exchange that I opened these mystery boxes, right? And made a big deal about it. And I think that was kind of what drove me down the rabbit hole of finding out that it went even further than that, right? Into the NFTs and other things. I mean, so when you're watching a lot of these people, just remember that they're probably not just accidentally getting these things. It's probably not an accident.
Remember our good friend Collecting Classics? He blew the lid off of it. you know, they had that mystery box company. I can't remember the name of it, but you would buy like $15 and you get one pop, and it'd be like these 15, you know, these 2,000 pop runs. Said you got this huge pop, and they'd be big. Why they didn't come? They came in later in the game. To be honest with you, this brand came in later in the game after Funko Video has been going for a while. How did they become so big so fast? Because they were sending pops out to these Funko enthusiasts that were sold into it, and wow, it's amazing. These guys are pulling these huge grails, so it must be a good chance of this. But they're doing 2,000 single pop runs, and the chance that you're paying $15 per pop, that you're even going to get your back on that one is slim and none. There's another a person that did shorts, and they did 70 days of opening up one of these every day for 70 days before they hit a grail. 70. 70 times 15. Let's just draw. I don't know the numbers. You can figure it out yourself. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But they came big because of that. And collecting plastics blew the lid off of it by giving actual number facts of these guys are scamming you.
Well, look, I won't. Once again, I won't say what channels, but this is what I'll tell you. When the mystery box company approached me, they approached me with a non-disclosure first. So before I ever sent any emails or anything out, it was, I need you to sign this before we talk about anything. before we talk about anything, I need you to sign this. I will tell you that it's pretty obvious the channels that pull these epic things from these mystery boxes every single time, you already know what's going on. I just gotta say,
You're not wrong. We don't have anything to lose by any means. I mean,
no.
They'll make fun of us. We're pulling 3 viewers right now, and I don't really care because again, we've never said we do these for. We do it to hang out because Wayne and I just like hanging out with each other.
Right.
But we don't have anything to lose. And do I have anything to say about dropping these names? Yes.
I just don't. It's in bad taste.
In fact, the other one I did doesn't even do videos anymore.
Yeah, but it's just in bad taste.
In bad taste. We don't want to be those. As much as we like to be that spoon that stirs the pot, we don't want to be a bad. I guess a bad taste in that. To me, that's bad play.
It's just in bad taste, and I'm not trying to ruffle anyone's feathers. I'm sure that I did already, but they'll get over it because I didn't. If I offended you and ruffled your feathers, then you're part of the problem, not part of the solution.
Good point.
So it's if that's the way you feel about it, and that's the way you took from this. Look, I know one channel in particular that's going to get really offended about this. Look, I've already told you that we can meet anytime, any place, anywhere. You named a location. You could bring a bunch of cameras. We could fix it right there. You could get all the clout and entertainment you want, but it's not going to go the way you want. I mean, just going to throw it out there for you. It's going to be a failed video.
I mean, here's the thing. You want to know how little we care. If you guys have watched, I know the 2 people that are on here are probably the some that have watched us many times. I don't know how many times we have poked fun at Tristan. Because to be 1,000% honest, the older that dude gets, the creepier he gets as that now he's becoming that adult that wants to act like a child. So he's kind of like got the Michael Jackson syndrome, to be 1,000% honest, because he's just becoming creepy now. His age is not helping him in any way, shape, or form.
I really like the kid, but like I said, it's time for him to evolve.
And that's the thing. He needs to definitely evolve. But
it doesn't mean he has to get out of it.
We've made fun of Tristan for years. I know Christina Payne has a good relationship with him. I respect that, but I mean, come on, stop back and look at your own videos.
Yeah, it's time for him to evolve. I mean, he doesn't have to believe that. I'm a nobody, but it's time. The writing is on the wall. It's time to evolve. But I think we're gonna call it a day, brother.
I do too. I got to get up early in the morning for work, but. Always fun. I think this was a huge, big discussion. I actually glad we had the show because this is 2 days before this Thrill Joy releases. I hope for success for Thrill Joy as a company to be able to give Funko competition. At the same note, I don't want Thrill Joy to be successful because I can't stand Brian Mariotti in being successful and proving that the Funko should have kept him. I don't know. I'm at a mixed bag. I think they're a solid product though.
I think that they're a solid product, and I really do think that they're about to take the market by storm. I don't say that a whole lot. I'm normally not like the best like person when it comes to like giving stuff like that credit, but listen, they are about to like storm the market.
I agree.
I mean, it is about to happen, and you take that for what it's worth, but it is about to happen. Appreciate you guys. We can get out of here. I will see y'all next week. Have a good night.
You guys are gonna have to put this in the description. You know, I'm gonna leave this show tonight a little worse off, I think, quite honestly, than where we began. Everybody is watching this and watching this on the replay. You are now dumber and less important in life because of what has transpired here this evening. We apologize for what's going on right now. I'm gonna try to pretend like none of this happened.